Once upon a time, in the beautiful region of Acarnania nestled on the Ionian Sea in west-central Greece, there lived a young boy named Acarnan. He had always been fascinated by the history of his homeland and the legendary foundation of Acarnania, which dated back to his namesake, the mythological hero Acarnan. Acarnan was the son of Alcmaeon, a prominent figure in Greek mythology. As Acarnan grew older, he became more and more curious about his homeland's political and cultural life in ancient times. He discovered that the capital city of Acarnania was Stratos, which was the center of the region's political and cultural life in ancient times. Despite its peripheral location, Acarnania played a vital role in Greek civilization and culture. Its strategic coastal position afforded it an important maritime role in ancient Greece. The north side of Acarnania that faced the Corinthian Gulf was considered an integral part of the Epirus region. Acarnan's fascination with his homeland's history led him to explore the region further. He was captivated by the region's beautiful vistas, and he was stunned by the natural beauty of the Ionian Sea. He spent his entire life documenting the region's rich history, uncovering unique details that had never been explored before. Acarnan's legacy continued to live on long after he was gone. Today, his name is synonymous with the region that he loved so dearly, and his contribution to the region's rich cultural heritage is celebrated by future generations. For Acarnan, the beauty of Acarnania would always hold a special place in his heart, and he would always be remembered as one of the region's greatest sons. Once upon a time, in ancient Greece, there was a region called Acarnania. It was inhabited by a mixed population of people, including the Taphii, the Leleges, and the Cuorites. The Taphii or Teleboi were notorious pirates who mainly conducted their piracy operations on the islands off the western coast of Acarnania. The Leleges were more dispersed, while the Cuorites, who were expelled from Aetolia, found their new home in Acarnania. The region was named after Acarnan, son of Alcmaeon, who was said to have settled in the area. During the 7th century BC, Greek influence began to rise in the region, with Corinth settling Anactorium, Solium, and Lucas, and Kephallonia founding Astacus. The original inhabitants were forced to the interior and were a constant source of trouble through raiding and piracy. Thucydides mentioned Alazia, Caranta, Limnia, Medaion, Eniadi, Polaris, Phoecia, and Stratus as cities in the region. However, amidst the turmoil, a loose confederation of Acarnanian powers maintained Stratus as a meeting place for the League. The Acarnanians were allowed to compete in the Pan-Hellenic Games, despite their close connection with their barbarian neighbors, the Agrians and Amphilochians. The Acarnanians were praised for their courage and loyalty and were skilled in light-armed fighting and slinging. They often lived in dispersed villages and retreated to the mountains when they were attacked. Thucydides mentioned that the Acarnanians were united in a political league. The judicial congress was held at the fortified hill of Alpi, near the Amphilochian Argos. The league consisted of a council, a general assembly of the people, and a strategos, or general. A secretary was employed by the council, and the chief priest of the temple of Apollo at Actium held a high rank. The league meetings were held at Stratus, with Therium or Lucas becoming the chief city in Acarnania during the Roman period. Despite their challenges, the Acarnanians held on to their culture, history, and loyalty, making them a respected people in ancient Greece. In ancient Greece, the region of Acarnania was strategically located on the maritime route to Italy and was notorious for its involvement in many wars. This was partly due to the Acarnanians' hatred towards Corinthian settlers who had deprived them of their best ports. After the expulsion of the Amphilochians from Argos Amphilochicum by the Corinthian settlers from Ambracia, the Acarnanians formed an alliance with the Athenians. The Acarnanians supported the Athenians in maintaining their supremacy in the western part of Greece, which led to their significant victory at the Battle of Alpi in 426 BC. Later, they sided with the Boeotians in their fight against Sparta and with Athens against Philip II of Macedon at Chaeronea. In 314 BC, the Macedonian king Cassander conglomerated the settlements of Acarnania lying near the Aetolian border into larger settlements. However, border conflicts with the Aetolians were frequent, and in 250 BC, Acarnania's territory was partitioned between Aetolia and Epirus. After the fall of the king of Epirus, Acarnania regained its independence, with Lucas becoming the capital. Despite various vicissitudes of fortune, the Acarnanians remained faithful to Macedonian kings, submitting to Rome after the defeat of Philip at the Battle of Cynocephaly. During the invasion of Greece by Antiochus III, king of Syria in 191 BC, the Acarnanians supported their countryman Nasilicus but later came under the supremacy of Rome after his expulsion. In the settlement of the affairs of Greece by Aemilius Paulus and the Roman commissioners after the defeat of Perseus, the city of Therion was appointed as the new capital. The Acarnanians continued to play an important role in the history of ancient Greece and left a lasting legacy in their alliance with Athens and their support of Nasilicus. Once a thriving historical region of Greece, Acarnania suffered greatly during the 1st century BC due to the pillaging of pirates and tumultuous Roman civil wars. In the years following, Rome annexed Greece as a province, but it remains unclear whether Acarnania was annexed to Achaea or Epirus. Eventually, the region became part of Epirus. Emperor Augustus relocated inhabitants of several towns to Nicopolis, which he founded after the Battle of Actium, and Acarnania fell under the rule of that city. However, by this time, the region was utterly worn out and exhausted. In the year 395, Acarnania became part of the Eastern Roman Empire. Unfortunately, it was later conquered by the Despotate of Epirus in the Fourth Crusade. In 1348, it was seized by Serbia and it finally fell to the Ottoman Empire in 1480. After centuries of turmoil, Acarnania became part of Greece in 1832. This region has a rich history marked by naval attacks, wars, and a changing of empires, yet Acarnania persevered and is still a part of Greece today.
Do you want to explore more Greek mythology stories? Who do you want to see featured next? Subscribe and leave a comment below to let me know. I'll see you in the next video.